At the homestead, we have a lot of Christmas caroling, cookie eating, warming hands by the fire, and marshmallows on top of hot cocoa happening. So join me as I share with you some of my favorite Christmas recipes and what I'm making for my family this week to prepare for Christmas. With the preparations for the Christmas season, I love doing the gift buying and decorating, all of the normal things that most people like to do. But to be honest with you, it kind of stresses me out. And so one of the things I really enjoy focusing on is cooking. Maybe it's because I'm already in the kitchen cooking 3 times a day, so it's very easy for me to keep doing that because I'm already doing it. Christmas is a good time to be creative with your baking, especially. I know a lot of people like to cook and not necessarily bake, so December is a good time to practice more baking. Today I'm making a sourdough cranberry chocolate brioche roll. This is a perfect breakfast for Christmas morning or a snack for any time during the month of December, or wintertime really, when the cranberries are in season. This is one of my favorite decadent sourdough bread recipes. I make a similar one around Easter time with just chocolate, but adding the cranberries just makes it so festive and yummy. I'm making the dough with a 1/4 cup starter, 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, 4 tablespoons of water, 1/4 cup of raw honey, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup milk, 1½ teaspoon salt, 4 eggs, and 4½ cups flour. Then adding 2 sticks of cut up butter and cutting up a organic chocolate bar to put inside with the cranberries. You can also use chocolate chips. I have the full recipe for this on the blog, the duvallhomestead.com. It's right there on the home page because it's a new one. You can print it out and save it on your countertop to make and get it ready for Christmas Day. This is very similar to most bread recipes. The only difference is that it is a lot richer with the butter, the chocolate, and the cranberries. But you're gonna cut it up into rolls, roll out each roll into a long rectangular log shape, sprinkle cranberries and chocolate chips or cut up chocolate, and then roll them up and pinch them into a ball shape. Bake at 425 for 20 to 25 minutes, and you can place some tin foil over the top of the dough so that it doesn't get burnt on top but still cooked in the middle. When we were pregnant with our first baby, I decided to go through the house and make sure things were not toxic. One of my favorite switches to go from non-toxic to natural was with our mattresses. In my research, I found out about how toxic mattresses actually can be to you and our environment. And one reason for that is that mattresses are made with a petroleum-based polyurethane foam and memory foams. These are often paired with chemical adhesives and flame retardants, which together can emit chemical odors and volatile organic compounds into the air. A lot of these toxins are used so that mattresses can meet flammability standards in the United States, but these chemicals can also cause cancer, fertility issues, genetic defects, hormonal imbalance, and a host of other issues. What we loved about the avocado mattress was that when we bought it, it was brought in and delivered and there was no off-gassing. A lot of times when you buy a mattress from the store and ask us how we know, we have bought so many mattresses before we bought the avocado that did not turn out, but there's a 24-hour off-gassing period, and in that time they kind of stink and you're supposed to not use them and open the windows. There is no off-gassing period with the avocado mattress. There is no smell. The guys just bring it in, they open it up, and it's done. A mattress is something you spend a third of your life on between yourself and your kids. I love that we are now sleeping on a mattress that has absolutely no toxins or chemicals going into our lives for that 1/3 of the time. I am a side sleeper and my husband is a tummy or back sleeper, and we both sleep really well on the avocado organic mattress. Avocado organic mattresses are certified by the Global Organic Textile Standard and have third-party certifications that screen and test for the presence of known toxic chemicals and unsafe chemical emissions. A non-toxic mattress will never use polyurethane foams, memory foams, flame retardants, or fire socks, and will be needle tufted rather than glued. Right now, Avocado is having their holiday sale where they are marking down mattresses up to $1,500 off an Avocado organic mattress, making this the perfect time to switch to an organic mattress for your family. I did so much research on this kind of thing back when we bought this several years ago, and this one by far had the most certifications and was the cleanest. Aside from the fact that the mattresses from Avocado are 100% organic, they're also incredibly comfortable to sleep on. We had tried the purple, memory foam, all of the mattresses that are from the mattress store, and we never liked any of them until we got the Avocado mattress. Avocado now has an organic eco line, which is significantly lower in price. We have got the eco mattress for our kids, but we have the original Avocado organic mattress. They also have a luxury line. They have mattress toppers, everything to suit your sleeping needs. I love that the mattresses also come with a 1-year trial, so you have plenty of time to try them out, and a 25-year warranty because the company is confident they will last that long. If you want to switch the toxic for the natural and are looking for a new mattress, be sure to use my link in the description below to shop Avocado organic mattresses right now during their December sale. One of the ways I like to show my Christmas spirit is to make homemade gifts for family and friends, whether they're coming over to our house or we're going to their house and I need something to bring with me. Making homemade gifts like food is something that they can consume and enjoy and remember year after year. In my family, we make a Christmas list for ourselves because everybody likes to get people things that they know that they need. So we'll put a couple of things on a list and then people will sometimes get them. And this can be really great because you are communicating with something that you actually need or want, but the downside is there's not as much of a surprise. And personally, I love surprising people with something that they are not expecting. And food is a great way to do that. Now that I'm a mom of 2, I've started preparing the Christmas cookies earlier and earlier. I used to do Christmas cookies the week before Christmas, and now it's early December and I'm already done with them. So today I'm making dough for sourdough einkorn sugar cookies. This is a recipe that also just got posted on the blog, and it uses einkorn flour and sourdough starter. You do not have to let this long ferment, but when you do, it does strip away some of the phytic acid in the grain and it makes it easier to digest. And then when you're using einkorn flour, that's also a healthier grain. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing me say that it's higher in protein and lower in gluten, but you know that I love einkorn flour, and I've gotten a lot of people responding to my videos saying that they too like einkorn flour and want more recipes for einkorn or sourdough einkorn. Now, while that dough is sitting in the fridge, I'm gonna make homemade meringue powder. If you have ever seen beautiful sugar or gingerbread cookies with the shiny white icing, that's made with meringue powder, as you probably already know. You can buy meringue powder from the store, and that's what I always used to do until about last year when I couldn't find it at my local store. And I couldn't even get it on Amazon, at least not in time for when I needed it. So I figured out how to make it myself, and I'm sharing the recipe this year. I will leave all the recipe links in the description below to make it easy. Basically, meringue is just baked egg white that is crushed up in a blender into a powder. There's a couple of tricks and tips that go along with making it, but you can look at that in the blog post below. Personally, I think it's just so fun to watch the meringue unfold and become powder. This recipe makes a lot of meringue too, so you're gonna have plenty to last you for several batches of cookies, and the meringue powder would make a great gift because buying it from the store is quite expensive. You wanna sit? Okay. This year I was excited to invite my daughter up to help me with most all of the cookie decorating because last year she was very, very young and couldn't quite do it without eating all the cookies. And this year, although she's still struggling a little bit with the idea of eating only one and saving the rest for Christmas, she is still doing pretty well now. So this is the meringue powder that I'm adding to my royal icing recipe, which is just powdered sugar, water, and then meringue powder. Sugar cookies and the gingerbread cookies that you'll see later in this video store really well in the freezer. So I like to get these cookies done, and that way they are frozen and in the freezer and they taste fresh when you pull them out, but you're not having to bake them in a rush right before Christmas. To go on if you want to enjoy one, because once you're done with one, we're done. Is that your cookie? Yeah. Wow. How
sprinkles. Okay, this is his plate. So
I am making some holiday treats today. I have the house to myself unexpectedly because my husband took the kids somewhere. It's a rainy day and I'm gonna be spending the day in the kitchen cooking, so join me as I show you several recipes that you will love for this holiday season. With a little bit of free time this afternoon, I decided to make some brownies. I'm gonna be putting these in the freezer as well. We have some extended family that's gonna be coming and visiting us for Christmas time, so I wanna keep my freezer stocked so that when people are over and they need dessert, I've got everything ready for them. These are sourdough einkorn chocolate cranberry brownies. They have 1 stick of butter that's melted, 1.5 cups chocolate chips, 1/2 cup cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons vanilla extract, 1/4 cup maple syrup, 2 eggs and 2 egg yolks, 3/4 cup brown sugar, 1/2 cup white sugar, 1/2 cup sourdough starter, 1 1/4 cup einkorn flour, and 1/2 teaspoon salt. The key to making these brownies really fudgy and moist and not dry is to melt the chocolate together with the cocoa powder, vanilla extract, maple syrup, and butter. So you're creating a really nice syrupy, chocolatey base. And then you go ahead and add all the other ingredients. I love a recipe that you can just add cranberries to, so I'm really thankful that I have been adding them to all of my recipes recently. Perfect. These would be perfect to bring to a Christmas party or to serve to people who are coming over to your house, maybe even on Christmas Eve to enjoy with your family before bed. Now, on the topic of chocolate, here I am making a homemade chocolate. And it's a funny story because I was making this homemade chocolate originally to put in my daughter's advent calendar because we love to do advent calendars, but I don't like how store-bought advent calendars have artificial flavorings and a bunch of ingredients that I don't even recognize. I don't know why they have to put artificial vanilla in the chocolate when they could just use vanilla extract. Anyway, I was making this chocolate to put in my daughter's advent calendar, but it did not turn out because this is my regular homemade chocolate recipe, but I realized that I'm kind of more into making homemade truffles than chocolate bars. It doesn't have the consistency and crispiness of a chocolate bar. It has more of a softer texture like a truffle. And that doesn't work in an advent calendar. It has to be very crispy like a chocolate bar. So I did end up making the advent calendars with melted chocolate bars and I added candy canes inside. But this is going to be just a chocolate truffle, which is another thing that I'm putting in my freezer because you can make these chocolates, put them in molds, put them in the freezer, and then just pop them out whenever you want a quick dessert. it looks like all we eat in this house is sugar, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you that that's not the case. We are gonna make a brisket. Brisket is one of the things I only tend to make in December. I don't know why, but it's so delicious, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the oven now. I'm making a homemade seasoning with onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and then paprika and a little bit of brown sugar and some fennel and dried thyme. Rubbing that all over the meat.
Okay, I'm just gonna season this up, buddy.
I'm gonna set that on a wire rack on top of a baking tray and then cover it with foil. Now, I really don't like using foil whenever I'm cooking meat, but this is gonna be a really low temperature, and it is really important for brisket that you keep it tented and foiled like that. Otherwise it's gonna dry out. So I don't have a better option. It is probably the only time I ever put foil on something actually in the oven. With the brisket, I'm gonna make homemade dinner rolls. You saw me make these last week. These are really easy, also made with einkorn flour. So we're gonna do brisket and dinner rolls, and on the side, I'm gonna make some steamed broccoli.
I'll do those 2,000, I guess.
This day, because the brisket is cooking in the oven all day, I'm also preparing a couple loaves of bread for my family. Normally I do a sandwich loaf and then a rustic regular loaf for the week.
She just wants to do this with me. She loves it.
And this time I decided to score a little Christmas tree. I had all the intentions of getting video footage of how great this brisket turned out, but totally forgot. So you're only seeing the little tiny scraps that are left over, and same with the dinner rolls, but just trust me that it was a great meal. Tonight, on this very rainy and dark day, I'm gonna get some gingerbread dough started.
But diamond bees are cool. That's the best part of clay, the way running.
I'm pouring what looks like whiskey, but it is really maple syrup into the gingerbread dough, along with molasses, sourdough starter, and einkorn. So these are another sourdough starter and einkorn recipe. The flavors of ginger and molasses, sourdough, and einkorn, it just doesn't get any better than that.
Spray everywhere.
I'm making the same frosting as for the sugar cookies with the homemade meringue powder and powdered sugar. Well, thank you for joining me as I took you along and cooked several delicious Christmas recipes. I hope you got some good inspiration for your Christmas baking this month. Be sure to use the link in the description below to check out the avocado organic mattress sale that is going on right now. Thank you so much for stopping by the Duvall Homestead.